A very good evening, Dhamma friends, in the Monday BMV Sutta study. Let's get started by saluting the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay. Good. Today we are going to finish our Āḷavaka Sutta as a sutta, and next Monday will be the review. So I thought it would be nice to get some of your questions beforehand. So that means after this sutta study, I'm going to send a WhatsApp message with 20 empty numbers. So you just put up your question and then repost again. We'll go as far as 20, and then if we get more time, we will get more questions, and at the same time we'll do a review. I think that way we will be learning a lot of things which we learned before about this whole sutta. Sutta study class 51, and today's topic is going to be the second set of questions which Āḷavaka Yakka asks. Before I get started, are there any newcomers today as well? Oh, there's a newcomer. Not too late though. You can definitely catch up. You are a recurring student, I think. I know you. Yes, I hope that you can catch up too. Yes. Okay, let's get started. But looking at the topic, how to gain wisdom, wealth, good reputation, friends, and peace of mind for next life. All these are very desired things that everybody wishes, but there's a darker side of these two. Let's say if you are too much into getting good reputation, there are people who even destroy other people just for their good reputation. So we have to be careful how to keep these good things in balance. But still we want them, but we're going to keep them in balance without harming other people. So Yakka asks from the Buddha in the second set of questions, how to gain this wisdom. Now, Buddha talks about wisdom before, and he does not explain how to get it, how to receive it. That's why he poses this question, how to gain that wisdom, how to gain the wealth, proper wealth, how to gain a good reputation, how to make friends, and how to have the peace of mind, not for this life, for the next life, and then coming up many other lives. Okay, these are the questions. Katansu labhati panyang, katansu vindati dhanang, katansu kitting papputi, katang mittani gantati, asma loka parang lokang, katang pechana sochati. It's a very long set of questions actually, which the Yakka put up to the Buddha. Katang means how. Panyang labhati, how to gain wisdom. Right? How to gain wisdom. Katang su vindati dhanang, how to enjoy wealth. Vindati means enjoy. So its better terming is that you have to gain wealth first, and then how to. The most important part is enjoying the wealth. There are people who are blessed to have received the wealth. There are people who are not able to make even to that level, but there are people who still make wealth, but there are only certain a few number of people who can truly enjoy the wealth. Not in the way how people think, the Buddhist way. Vindate means how to become an enjoyer of your own wealth. Dhanang, it can be both mundane and spiritual. Wealth is mundane, it comes from mundane perspectives as well as spiritual perspective. We're going to look at both. Katansu kitting pappoti, how to gain or how to become recognized, validated. Later on you can say it's good reputation. How to become recognized. Katang mittani gantati. Gantati means make, mittani means friends. How to make friends. It's a big thing, right, in today's world, because we have lots of digital friends whom we have never seen in person, but we still call them friends. There are good ones and bad ones, and we don't know who they are really. And then the last question is related this way. Katang pechana sochati asma loka parang lokang. Those people who are leaving this life, dying people, of course we are one of them one day, and even this point. Asma loka parang lokang. Katang pechana sochati. Asma loka, from this world, parang lokang, to the nether world, to the next world. And then the people, departed ones, have to be taken by the implied sense. It's not given. How do the departed ones who are departing from this world onto the next world not to grieve? That means, how can they keep their peace of mind? So it looks to us that Yakka has a very interesting, very thought-provoking set of questions. As you can see, these English translations. Okay, now this is the answer to the first part. This whole stanza, number 13. Saddhahano arahatang dhammang nibbana pattiya sussusang labhati panyang appamatto vichakkano. This is how we can gain wisdom. How to gain wisdom. Number one is, in order for us to gain wisdom, we need to be appamatto. Appamatto means we have to be diligent. Diligent means not being late in our Dhamma practice. I think I already shared with you more information about that. One aspect is mundane delay. On the other side, spiritual delay. Mundane or extra mundane, mundane or transcendental or mundane, or secular or spiritual delay. We are supposed to be people who are not delay in our life, in our normal activities. Right? And I think I already shared with you that if we are going to be late, that means we are taking other person's times. So we can call it adinnadana, a form of adinnadana, stealing other person's time. You might not see. A lot of people say, this is like a bank robbery, someone is breaking, someone is taking somebody's stuff that was not given. These are the very, the manifested version of adinnadana. But still, people can steal other people in their mind. Finally, everything happens with our intention, volition in Buddhism. Right? Not just physical things. Physical things will be happening. Just like the example, like people kill other people in their thoughts. Still killing. But other people don't know. Right? So there are two parts of diligence. That means one is secular delay, mundane delay, while the other one is spiritual delay. So we have to be very careful. We have to keep up with our time, not to waste our time, but not to become a perfectionist, being very obsessed, minded about the timing. Right? Sometimes when you are very perfectionist, you are troubling other people. You are late, you can't do this, and then you are making another scene over there. We understand people. There are honest issues some people are having, maybe traffic, maybe other personal urgencies, emergencies. So we understand. But we are trying our level best to become, diligent in mundane life, in our spiritual life. So number one is in becoming wise or gaining wisdom is to become a diligent person. So without diligence, you can't even talk about wisdom. That's number one. Then vichakkano. Vichakkano means chakkano, vichakkano. This word comes from chakku. Chakku means eyes, right? How many eyes do we have? Huh? Yeah, why not? Huh? We have a piece of eyes, 2 eyes. But in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Buddha talks about another eye. What is it called? Dhammachakku. Dhamma eye. We have the naked eyes, 2 eyes, and then we if we are pursuing our Dhamma path, the Noble Eightfold Path, then we may be coming to a point where we have Dhamma eye. So whenever we see the same thing, we are looking through the Dhamma eye. Earlier we got very upset, disappointed about someone's actions towards us. Could not understand that person, could not understand that activity itself. But afterwards, learning some of the Dhamma things, you get to see that person in a little bit different way. You understand that you cannot change other people that much. Rather, you try to understand. So life become very easier, right? So vichakkano means, we means in particular, in special, you are able to see in a bit different perspective. I would say you are gaining discerning. You are gaining discerning. This is what later on the Theravada school develop as vipassana, right? They develop it. But Buddha does not talk about vipassana in his sati practice. Later on, we understand it. So you have this Dhamma eye. That means every time when you see an experience in your life, you not only look at through the naked eyes, you also bring Dhamma eye to see that particular phenomenon, that activity. So diligent, and then having that Dhamma eye. Then saddhano arahatang. Arahatang means enlightened ones. Arahants, Pacceka Buddhas, and Samma Sambuddhas. Saddhano means having unshaken trust, if possible. That you have a great amount of trust about them. That is the third one, to gain this wisdom. Dhammang Nibbana Pattya. And then you are also on the path to become one of them one day. Because you are trusting them, because you also want to become as such one day. Now when you are preparing yourself with diligence, this Dhamma eye, trust, unwavering trust among the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and then you have the wish to become as one of them, then what happens? You are developing a certain faculty in your sensory experience. We call it listening, sususa. Then you are developing, you are giving your ears in the proper way. That means listening to Dhamma. Sususa. You can see here. Sususa labate panya. We are developing our what we call Dhamma knowledge, definitely wisdom, finally through the listening to the Dhamma. So now you understand, it's a framework, it's a process, it's not a one-day activity. Wisdom will not come to you in a one-day activity. Diligence, then developing Dhamma eye, having trust, unwavering trust in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and having the wish to become one of them. Thereby you are listening. You are listening to the true Dhamma. Then you are having wisdom. This is a process. It will happen throughout a certain time period. Now, why is listening to Dhamma very important? It is one of the requirements of becoming a Sotapanna. Right? In the Sotapatti Sangyutta of Sangyutta Nikaya, Buddha says there are 4 prerequisites in becoming a Sotapanna. Number 1 is Parato Gosha or Saddhamma Savana. I think we discussed this long time ago. Parato Gosha or Saddhamma Savana, which means listening to the Dhamma. Parato Gosha, other persons' voice, definitely someone who is talking the true Dhamma. Number 2 is Kalyana Mittata, being surrounded around Kalyana Mittas, noble friends. Number 2. Number 3, Yoniso Manasikara, wise attention, being able to see anything down to its origin, right? Because we always have this ayoniso manasikara, unwise attention. So we are not able to see things as they are. We are seeing things as we are. We always make it a problem, right? Always our struggles, our arguments in our life happen whenever we are bringing this, seeing things as we are, right? This subjective mentality. Finally, Dhamma Anudhamma Patipada, being able to practice the Dhamma exactly the way how the Dhamma is teaching us. Exactly the way how the Dhamma is teaching us. Noble Eightfold Path, predominantly. So these are the 4 prerequisites of becoming a Sotapanna. Now you understand the first prerequisite is listening to the Dhamma. So wisdom, right? This is wisdom. If this is a new teaching to some of you, the 4 requirements? Is it a new thing? I hope maybe a new thing. There are newcomers, so perhaps I would write it. Okay. Prerequisites to becoming a Sotapanna. These are given in the Sotapatti Sangyutta. Sangyutta Nikaya. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Number 1 is Saddhamma Savana. Savana or Parato Gosha, 2 Pali word. This means, the English meaning, listening to the Dhamma. I would add true Dhamma. Why is it? There are fake Dhamma. There are fake Buddha quotes. Aren't they? On internet, there are a lot of teachings that are attributed to the Buddha which are not mentioned in that way. So we have to be careful. True Dhamma. Number 2 is Kalyana Mittata. This means, Kalyana Mittata means company of noble friends. Who are the noble friends? Who are the noble friends? Monk? No, I'm asking not the examples. Who is a noble friend? We are still struggling, huh? After 51 days. Yes. Huh? Huh? Can we be very specific about it? Yes.
Somebody who lives according to the Dharma integrity.
Yeah, but we all are supposed to be, yeah? Yeah. How to measure them out? There is a way to measure them out. This Kalyana Mittas, our own framework of. There's a sutta for that. Sevitabba Sutta. Sevitabba Sutta. I can't remember the number, Majjhima Nikaya. In this sutta, Buddha says how to spot the Kalyana Mitra. Very easy. Next time, don't even forget about it. Right? If there is someone who always thinks good thoughts, we don't know, but we can feel sometimes. If someone always thinks good thoughts, wholesome thoughts, there are three thoughts. Not having strong greed, covetousness. Number two, not having ill will, not having thoughts of destroying other people. Number three, not having wrong view. That is one way to understand. Still, the requirements are going on. Second is not even his thoughts. Someone who always speaks wholesome words, not lying, not talking behind the back, not slandering, that backbiting, and then not using harsh words, not becoming a gossiper or an idle chatter. This is another measurement. First, second. Third measurement, someone who always acts according to the wholesome actions, not killing, not stealing, not sexually misbehaving. So there are 10 ways to spot a Kalyana Mitra. Pretty easy. Sevitabba Sutta. Not just the one who gives you a ride to the temple for the sutta study. They may have to work a little bit more. That's a good point. Still good, maybe there are certain levels of Kalyana Mitra, starting degrees. Who is working towards those 10 things? That's how we spot the Kalyana Mitra. Right? Next time, I hope that you may not struggle. It's not nice to see that people are struggling when I ask a question. Anyways, Kalyana Mitra. Third, Yoniso Manasikara. Have I done a retreat about it here? No, somewhere else. Yoniso Manasikara. That means wise attention. This is something very crucial, actually. We cannot be good people in Buddhism without this. The starting point, entry gate into Dhamma. You might think the Noble Eightfold Path, no. Entry gate is Yoniso Manasikara. The Buddha says, when we have this Yoniso Manasikara, only we are going to Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Vacha, Kammanta, Ajivayam, Sati Samadhi. Noble Eightfold Path is only possible when we have the Yoniso Manasikara practice. Yoniso Manasikara means being able to see anything in our life, any experience, any phenomenon, down to its origin. Our issues are always going around in not understanding why it happened. We are only picking up a fractional area of the problem. And then we are trying to blame others, we are trying to pick on others. Even we are trying to pick on ourselves. So if we have Yoniso Manasikara, you are minimizing your personal problems, social problems, work problems, interpersonal problems, many things, even your Dhamma life, wise attention. But unfortunately, we have Ayoniso Manasikara. We always take things from different areas of the problem. Finally, Dhammanu Dhamma Patipada. Dhammanu Dhamma Patipada. Dhammanu Dhamma Patipada. Dhamma Anudhamma. That means practicing Dhamma according to the Dhamma. Not the way I want, not the way how I want to practice. Can I make a customized Dhamma practice? Huh? I can, or you can. But that custom-tailored practice has to include the important elements of the Dhamma practice. Otherwise, I cannot change. You cannot change your Dhamma practice by leaving out what you don't like, by bringing in what you like. That's why this is very important. There are people who might say, no, I'm not giving dana, I only meditate. So this is lost. I only give dana but no meditation. I only listen to Dhamma talks. I'm not doing other things. I only practice sila and I don't need anything else. So that means that particular person has not understood the fundamentals of the Dhamma practices. Yoniso Manasikara and all that. So that practice sucks. It's actually really gets stagnated in that way. So these are very important, the four prerequisites. Let me translate. Practicing the Dhamma according to the Dhamma. Some are practicing not according to Dhamma. They are practicing their own ways. So, all right. So, what is important here? This part, Āḷavaka Sutta, right? Because here we see Sussusa. Sussusa means listening. Listening part is very important. Okay, now how to gain wisdom? Diligent. We have to be diligent. We have to have Dhamma I. We have to trust in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. We have to have a wish in becoming one of the Arahants, one of the enlightened persons, and then thereby we are improving our ability to listen, right? Improving our ability to listen and understand the Dhamma, right? There are people who cannot understand the Dhamma. Why is it? The Buddha says there are issues. Because of their bad karmas they done in a past life, kammavarana, right? There are issues. Not everybody can understand. They will listen to bunch of Dhamma talks, thousand Dhamma talks, but nothing goes into their heart because of past karmas. Maybe because they don't understand the proper methodology of learning Dhamma. Right? There are many issues, reasons. All right, saving the time, we go to the second question. Second question is wealth. Katan suvindate dhananam, how to become an enjoyer of the wealth, your own wealth. Okay, this whole part. Patirupakari durava uttata vindate dhanam. Patirupakari durava uttata vindate dhanam. Patirupa means, have you ever encountered this Pali word? Patirupa, this Pali word, up to this point. This one? Have you ever found out this Pali word in your chanting, in your reading, or whatever other things? Where is that? There's something in the back of your head, huh? But not coming up, you know. What is that? Where is it? Mangala Sutta, Patirupa Desa Vasocha, Pubbecha Kata Punyata, Atta Samma Panidicha, Etam Mangala Muttamasi, chanting. That means you are not getting fully blessed, half blessed, because you don't know what they are. Let the monks chant for us, you know. They create the blessings for us. I would call it a chanting mistake, half blessings. Patirupakari durava. Patirupakari means Patirupa desa vasocha. That means living in a suitable place is a mangala, right? Living in a suitable place. What is this suitable place? A neighborhood where there are less crimes, less problems. There you have peace of mind, right? A good place, crime-free neighborhood, a place where you can, maybe you have a vihara to go practice Dhamma, right? Right? Something like that. You have access to other kalyana mittas. Right? So, here Patirupa means suitable. But here Patirupakari means, as you can see, responsible. That means when you are earning money, you are supposed to become responsible for what? Yes, I am making money because I am already responsible for my money. But what is this next layer of the responsibility? I know I have to enjoy this money. Enjoy this wealth. Have we discussed that earlier? Yes, Pattakamma Sutta. We discussed extensively about how to enjoy wealth. How to do it? It's a good place to go to Pattakamma Sutta back again. How to enjoy our wealth? Tell me. There are 4 things to do. Number 1, self-care. That means you have to make sure that you are using your money for your health issues, your happiness, and all that, right? Number 1. Not even you, your loved ones, close ones. You're going to make sure that everything is okay on your side and the loved ones. Number 2 is at the second level, you are making sure whether you have enough savings for the emergencies. What kind of emergencies are they? Fire. What is that? Fire, and then floods. Tax is good, Okay, so unruly tax, unreasonable taxing, right? And you hear that government is passing a bill one day, not here, let's say in a country you hear it that the government is trying to levy a different tax coming up by the next year. So you are trying to make sure that your property is not become a part, maybe your investment is not going to be a part of that, this levying, making sure. And then not even these things, but also not letting your money go to the hand of undesirable heirs, right? That means the people who are receiving your inheritance. You don't want this to go to somebody else, right? So the second layer is that you are making sure that money is given to these areas. Not even insurances, but also wealth management, other areas, a lot of things. And then third layer is to fulfill. I think I'm talking everything and you are supposed to talk to me. What is the third layer of your spending, wealth management? 5 offerings. There are 5 offerings we are supposed to be called Bali, Raja Bali, then Atiti Bali, Devata Bali, Pubbapeta Bali, then what's the other Bali? Raja Bali means paying tax, proper tax. Then if you are a Buddhist, you can't evade tax, right? And then number 2, Atiti Bali, taking care of the proper guest. Jnati Bali, taking care of your relatives. Pubbapeta Bali, giving good karmas to your departed ones. And Devata Bali, giving good karmas to Deva. The third layer of your wealth management. Self-care, saving for emergencies, and then saving for the 5 areas in your life. Finally, Sangha members. Sangha members, ascetics, not even Sangha priest, maybe imam, whoever, the religious background. That means you are not bringing the money, the whole lot of money to the Sangha members in the first place. That means you have to make sure these are working simultaneously. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the responsibility. Patirupakari means that responsibility. Are you responsible for, taking care of your money, using your money for these 4 areas? Patirupakari. Then Durava. Durava means position. Here Durava means acting appropriately. Now when you are responsible, the next thing is that making sure that you are properly executing money for these 4 areas. You are going to act on those things. Sometimes you know that you have to set aside this money, but you can't. Why? You are not able to make it. Perhaps you don't have enough energy, you don't know how to make it, maybe you are troubled by your family members, maybe there is someone in your family who is trying to keep bugging you, hey, give me money, You have to give money to us. Maybe you have maybe been swindled, cheated by a scammer, for a unseen business opportunity online somewhere else. So because of this inability, you may not be able to act out on the responsible money. So then second thing is being responsible in order for setting aside money for those 4 areas, and then acting out, truly working on those areas every day, every time. Uttata vindati. Uttata, not even those 2, that someone can enjoy wealth, true. Uttata, that person has to be very energetic person. I think that is a very common thing, that you need to be an energetic person, right? That means you have to, really work on that you are not. So that means as a Buddhist, you cannot lose your ambition in making money. You have to be ambitious. You have to have a purpose. If we really learn the true Dhamma, the deep Dhamma, we understand that Buddha has clearly separated that out, right? Otherwise, people might think Buddhists are purposeless, ambitionless people, have to let go everything. That is a wrong understanding. The Buddhism is helping us to navigate, execute money better than other people. That's why we are looking at these secular teachings. So, the Buddha said lay people must be able to enjoy their wealth, right? Enjoy their wealth. How to enjoy your wealth? You have to be responsible in making sure that you are really setting aside money for those 4 areas in the Pattakama Sutta, and then you are acting out on those areas with some energetic striving. Bindate dana. Now this is about the mundane money, maybe wealth management. What about the spiritual money? Spiritual wealth, actually, it's better to say wealth. What are our spiritual wealths? In the Anguttara Nikaya, Buddha talks about 7 spiritual wealth. Saddha danang, hiri danang, hiri ottappiyan danang, sutta danang cha chagocha, panyami, sattaman danang. Yeah, what are those 7? Huh? That's another sutta. It's another sutta. Have you ever heard about spiritual wealth? There are 7 spiritual wealth. Saddha, Sila, Saddha danang, Sila danang, Hiri, Ottappa, Sutta, Chaga, Panya. These are our spiritual wealth. When you have been earning spiritual wealth, you must have been accomplishing these areas. Saddha means there are 2 parts of saddha: having trust about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and then having lots of trust among others, right? Between you and other people. Saddha. Sila means discipline. Discipline is a spiritual wealth. Hiri means hiri. Huh? Huh? Moral shame. Moral shame. You could also say moral shyness. There are people who are very shy, they have lots of shyness. They can't even talk, they are very shy. Buddha said it's okay, that shyness is okay, but this shyness is very important. Moral shyness, moral shameness. in not killing someone, to be shy. Be shy not to kill someone. Be shy not to steal. Be shy not to sexually misconduct. Be shy not to lie. Be shy not to slander. Be shy not to hurt other people. Be shy not to be a gossiper. In that way, moral shameness or moral shyness, we have to be shy for that. Other things are okay, you will get through those things. And this one, ottappa, moral fear. And you are looking at the repercussions, outcome of doing something wrong, right? If I kill someone, I will be killed one day. Maybe not this life, maybe another life. If I steal other people's stuff, I won't be able to make money anytime in my sansaric journey. I'm already poor, but I will be severely poor in my next life, badly poor. And if I sexually misconduct, I will be having lots of breakups, and people will cheat on me in my relationships. This will happen to me. Maybe this life, maybe in the next life. So I'm really scared of doing that because I have ottappa, moral fear. And sutta? Sutta. Sutta means? Learning. I would say wide learning, not learning. Wide learning. Because little knowledge is always dangerous. Especially when you have a little knowledge about the Dhamma, it's very dangerous. How do we know that? We have a little knowledge. We have to discuss with Dhamma experts who have a practice, who have the theory, the both. We have to discuss. Then we know where we are. We are losing in certain areas of our life. Wide learning, not just only one side, only on meditation, only on certain theories, only on satipatthana, only on certain other area. No, wide learning. That is called sutta. Chaga. Chaga means? What is it? Generosity. That's a big word. Generosity is a big word. How many words are there in Pali for generosity? We had a discussion over here last January about this topic. Huh? Dana is one Pali word. Another word? Chag. Now we have to separate out the difference. What is dana, what is chag? Are they same? Are they different? They are different. That should be something that we have to learn about the whole giving perspective. Dana means simple giving. Someone can give with different expectations, hopes, right? They can give. Now there are certain areas, places where people are giving, and then sometimes even the people asking, now make your wish. Offer, make your wish now, right? So actually we should not ask people to make a wish at the time they are making the dana. It's going to be very personalized. It's going to be very selfish. We have to let them do the dana first. After the dana, there is an area where monks are asking to transfer good karmas and give good karmas to Deva. That is the place where they can do their wishes. But if they start with the dana, now offer and have your wish, I think that's going to be a very totally misleading idea, right? Because Buddha says, when you are giving dana, at the point monks are asking, come to the table, follow me, imang bhikkhang bhikkhu sanghassa dema. You can add kala katanang amha kanyati in terms of giving good karmas to your departed ones. May this dana be offered to the sangha. 4 types of sangha, not one type. There are 4 types of sangha. Who are they? Sotapanna? You won't find out them. You would know. Yeah, bhikkhu. Yeah, bhikkhu sangha. Then bhikkhuni sangha, upasaka sangha, upasika sangha. These are the sangha members, right? These are the official sangha members, official, really official in the practice. So, bhikkhu sangha means any male sangha. Bhikkhuni means female. But upasaka, layman is also sangha member like you. How? How a layman, the male devotee, layman can be a sangha member, provided that the layman is a sotapanna. Then you are being a lay person, you are a sangha member. Then there is a lady who is a lay person, but already attained sotapatti. Right? Already attained sotapatti. And then she is a sangha member, upasika. These are the official sangha members. But what is happening in a normal dana activity is that you are only looking for the sangha members who are wearing the robes. This is what is normally happening. But the true sangha members are these four. Then how do we, now these sangha members, they must be sotapannas too. The bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, upasakas, upasikas. Then how do we understand unenlightened monk in terms of your sangha member category? We also bring them here, understanding that they are on the path of becoming a sotapanna. That is how we are going to bring them into the first category. And there is a bhikkhuni, who is an unenlightened person. We are bringing that bhikkhuni here, a potential sotapanna one day. So now going back to the dana activity. Now, when you are offering dana, the table and everything, you are supposed to think about, I am giving this dana for these four categories of sangha members. Nothing about my next life, my family, my husband, my wife. No, they are irrelevant. Because you have to create good karmas. The more you think about these four, more good karmas are being generated. So, otherwise what happens? You are not creating good karmas. And finally, this is going to end really unnoticed with the noble practice. All right, so coming back here. Now, generosity, this giving practice. So the Buddha says there are people who are practicing dana, just giving, but they are not giving up. So they are not practicing chaga. So chaga means giving up. What to give up? When we are giving something to someone, we are sometimes worried about how much we spent, especially the, after you spend something on someone, it is very difficult for some people to sort of understand what really happened. That is the nature of the unenlightened mind. It can happen. So be very careful. So chaga means you are able to give up not even the money you spend, but also anything that you had as an expectation. I have no expectation. I simply wanted to offer to the sangha members. That's it. Then what's happening? Good karmas are complementary. Why are you going to make them? By wishing them. They are complementary. If it is complementary, why are you going to buy them? You are getting them automatically. But I understand there are people who cannot have this kind of very levelish mind. So we have to tell them. Let's say someone is very poor, manage to make some money to offer some dana. So we are never telling those people. We feel that, hey, you have to just give up all that. We are letting them think about their own way. But for you, you have no excuse. Because you are really studying Dhamma as well. So you want to know what is the true Dhamma, right? That's why I was sharing this chaga. So chaga means giving up. Giving up. Another word is nekkhamma, nekkhamma. Panya is wisdom. So now there are 7 types of spiritual wealth. Mundane wealth, we have to share with 4 aspects, and then 7 types of spiritual well. I think we can find out the sutta for this now. Let's go and check it out. Let's see. All right. Yeah, these are AN76C. See this sutta. Yeah, Dana Sutta. There are 7 treasures, which 7 treasure of Saddha, virtue, sila, then moral shame, the moral fear, listening, generosity, discernment. Dana Sutta, AN 7.6. This is the proof. So, all right. So now we are going back to our sutta here. The next question is, Katan sukittim pappoti, how to become recognized? I think it's a very interesting, timely question in today's world. Are we all expecting to be validated, recognized, starting from our family background, in our family, in our house? There are people who are very unhappy sometimes in their household, right? There may be someone in the family who is playing the family role of taking care of the family. Maybe a lady, she's happily doing all that within the family. But the way how things have been happening has made her to become a housemaid in the household itself. Maybe nobody is truly recognizing her sacrifice, but she's doing that. So people would like to be recognized. So others have to understand that we have to recognize, compliment, appreciate at the right time. And being with someone who is not recognizing, valuing others can be a very difficult, challenging thing. Because not everyone thinks in that way. But as a Buddhist, we are supposed to appreciate others in the proper way, right? If we are supposed to compliment, if we are supposed to value, we have to do it in the proper way. If it is a personal comment, we don't have to do it in public, right? So we are finding a private time for that. If it is a group effort, we are going to do that in public. So how to become recognized? This is happening from other people. The Buddha says here, Satchena kittim pappoti. If you want to be a recognized person, be truthful all the time. How to be truthful? Truthful. Always try to speak the truth. Become a truthful person, right? When you are speaking the truth all the time, then people trust you, people recognize you, people give you a lot of opportunities, right? But there are certain ways, certain areas where you have to be careful. Sometimes you can't be truthful outrightly, because you know there will be a problem that can happen if you tell the truth. That time you are delaying the truth. You have to be smart and diplomatic. Otherwise there will be a problem. You can't be technical about the truth at that point. Maybe you can, you should be smart, you can change the topic, just to not to become a liar, right? Because you know that this can be a problem to the peace. If you are not smart, you cannot practice Dhamma very well. Smart for the good stuff, not to do the bad things. So anyways, we are supposed to be truthful all the time, but there may be times where you have to be smart and diplomatic in working with other people, just to protect the peace, safety, because that's very important in our life. We don't want other people to be destroyed just because I want to tell the truth. Maybe one day you are going to speak that truth. This is why I kind of delayed. So then truthfulness is the best way to be recognized. Then very interestingly, the next question is, Katang mittani gantati, how to make friends? Mittani means friends. How to make friends? How to make friends actually? What are your own ways to make friends? Huh? Tell me. I would like to know. You may have your own beautiful ways to make friends. Huh? What are your personal ways to make a friend? Huh? Food. Did you say food? Okay. But what is regarding the food? Okay. How? But how to create the connection with that thing? Okay. Food. All right. And then smile. What kind of smile is that? Because we may have different smiling, right? What kind of smile? A welcoming smile. Like a welcome drink, huh? Welcoming smile. We learn from the Buddha, because it is said that when somebody is coming to see the Buddha, Buddha is the first to smile with that person. Pubbahasi. He's not demanding, you have to smile with me, then I will smile with you. Not like that. Whether you smile or not, I am smiling. That's the Buddhist way, how the Buddha asks us. Then Pubbabhasi, then when he comes nearer, he's the first to strike the conversation, talks. Okay. How are you? How things have been going? Like in a very friendly nature. Right? Pubbabhasi. So smile. Then what are the other ways to make a friendship? Greetings, proper greetings, courtesy. Hello, how are you? Okay, greetings, that's a good way to. Other ways of making friends? Tell me a little hardcore ways, not like, smile. Listening sometimes, because not many people are listening to others, becoming a good listener. Because we already have to be good listeners for Dhamma, right? So Buddhists should be able to listen to others very well. Other ways? Are many of you either friendless or having too many friends? Treat with respect. But how to do it? We're not friends. Now we are talking a very fresh situation where we don't have any connection to that person. How to make that move? How to break the ice? Being courteous, so said. Okay, let's see the way how the Buddha talk about it. Dadang mittani gantati. It is only by being generous you are making friends. It can be food, it can be a smile, it can be a little help. It can be anything but generosity, dana. Dadang mittani gantati. In today's world, many people have lots of digital friends, online friends, right? So that is how we have to work with them. We can't deny the conditions. But are they truly friends? Are they truly with us? Can we really be friendly to them? That could be a question. Sometimes maybe. Sometimes these people could be, we don't know who they are, right? But we need to foster very healthy, truly good friendships by being generous. Finally, asma loka parang lokang katang pechana sochati. There is a small typo here. I'm going to actually upload the document later. That this H has to be deleted. It is Dhammo, right? And even here it has to be this H has to be deleted. Dhamma. There's no DH. Now the question is about how does someone who is passing away, dying, going to have the peace of mind in the next life? That is the question which the Yakka is asking. The Buddha says, Yassete chaturo dhamma saddassa garamesino saccang dhammo diti chagu save pechana sochati. that means, yeah, that means, yeah, that means there are four things, four qualities that someone who is going to pass away one day must cultivate in order to be happy, in order to keep the peace of mind for the next life. What are they? Satchang. Satchang is number one. Satchang means truthfulness, once again truthfulness. Then Dhammo, not DH, delete that H part. Dhammo means this is not that Dhammo. Very interesting Pali word. Huh? Let's see how it works. This particular Pali word. This one. So delete this part. Dhammo. Any idea what does this Dhamma mean? Dhammo. Or you can say Dhamma. Have you ever found this Pali word in your readings? Huh? Where? Where have you found it? Just do a cross check. Cross check. There is no H. Have you heard this one? Where is it? Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati. This is the part. It's quite similar. Anuttaro means unparalleled. Purisa, humans. Dhamma, Sarati. Dhamma means taming. Taming. That means Dhamma here means tamed. Tamed. That means the Buddha could tame the untamed people who cannot tame. Who are those people? A lot of people. Angulimala, Āḷavaka is also here. There are many humans. So Dhamma means tamed. So if you really want to work on your next life with a peace of mind, you need to have lots of truthfulness, and then tameness. That means you should be able to be a person who guards your senses. Actually, that's the proper meaning. Guarding your senses, your piece of eyes, your piece of ears, nose, tongue, body, mind. It can't be done in one day. So you are slowly working on that. You are trying to discipline your eyes. You are trying to discipline your ears. You are trying to discipline your nose. You are trying to discipline your tongue. You are trying to discipline your body. And you are trying to discipline your mind. It's a process. It's not a one-night activity. So you are making this progress time to time. Can we discuss this at the Q&A? Yeah. Yes. No, that's a different one. Yeah, I will explain that in the Q&A. So truthfulness is number one. If you really want to make sure that you have the peace of mind, Dhamma here, this H you have to delete because there's a typo. Dhamma here means watching, guarding your senses. Then Diti, what does Diti mean? Diti means steadfastness. Diti, steadfastness. We are supposed to have Diti. That means Without the steadfastness, we are not able to practice. This comes with some sort of energy part. Chago, giving up. Chago means giving up, as I said earlier. Save pechana sochati. Then only you are having the peace of mind. Right? Normally when people are going to die, during the time, if we have a blessed death as such, they have lots of worries about this life, not about the next life. So they have to overcome those worries, having practiced these four. Right? Satcha, then Dhamma or Dhamma, Diti and Chag. That is how you are not going to worry. Alright, these are the answers. Going back again, he asks, how to gain wisdom? The Buddha said, by being diligent, by having Dhamma eye, by having trust in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, by having the wish to become one of the enlightened persons, develop your ears to learn the Dhamma. That's the wisdom. That's how you're going to get the wisdom. That's not the wisdom. That's how you get the wisdom. Wisdom is an expanded area. So when you are creating this environment in your life, you are getting into the wisdom. Then, Katansu vindate danang, how to enjoy your wealth. Said, Patirupakari durava uttata vindati danang. By being responsible about sharing, setting aside your money onto 4 areas of the Patakama Sutta, by acting out on those actions with energetic striving, you are enjoying your wealth. And we also discuss about 7 spiritual wealth. There are 7 spiritual wealth too. You have mundane wealth, do them according to the Pattakama Suttas, 4 ways, and then spiritual wealth. Spiritual wealth is priceless, measureless. You can't measure them out. You can't measure them out, right? You can't measure them with money, because we always say Dhamma is priceless, right? You can't what do you call? Give a price to the Dhamma, right? Dhamma is priceless. If there is a cost that is being charged for Dhamma activities, it is a cost for the maintenance or the working of that activity. Otherwise, if we look for setting a price for the Dhamma, it's priceless. Millions, because somebody is trying to make that person's life. It's $1 million advice, right? It's not just you making money, this many $1,000 and whatever the amount within 1 month's salary. Okay, and then how to become recognized? Katansu kitting pappoti. How to become popular, recognized? It's by being truthful. Then how to make friends? By practicing generosity. We are lowering our expectations. We do know we have expectations, our wishes, but we are not bringing them to this spiritual activity. We are not trying to demean our activities. We are not trying to cheapen our dana activities. We are doing it in the proper way. Then finally you may have your own wish. After the dana, then you are thinking all the time about what you did. Then you are bringing up your wishes, because we can't say not to do it. But during the time, don't bring your those mundane wishes, unless you have something to transfer good karmas to someone. And then, how to have the peace of mind when we are dying? It is by having these 4 qualities: truthfulness, guarding our senses, steadfastness in Dhamma practice, and giving up. Now what happens? Now the Yakka is now talking to the Buddha. Inga anyepi puchchasu putu samanak brahmane yadi satcha dhamma chaga or dhamma chaga kantya biyu vichati. Now the Yakka is not still talking. Now Buddha is becoming very humble. See how he answers, how he talks to the Yakka afterwards. He said, you don't have to believe me. Inga, go ahead. Anyepi puchchasu, you go ask from other teachers also. You don't believe me just because I'm giving these answers. There are many other teachers. Purana Kassapa, Makkali Gosala, Pakuda Kachayan, Ajita Kesa Kambala, Sanjay Bellatiputta, Nigantanataputta. You go and check with them. Whether Yadi, see, Samana Brahmani, and Samana and Brahmana, Yadi Satcha Dhamma Chaga, Kantya biyod vijjati. See whether anything better is found than truthfulness, self-control, I would say, watching the senses, generosity. And he added another important quality. We call it a root quality, patience. Patience is the root quality in the Dhamma practice. Without patience, you can't do anything. You can't do dana, you can't meditate, you can't appreciate other people, you can't practice metta, you can't be kind, you can't do anything. It goes down to the root quality called kanti, patience. That is actually the proto-dhamma. The true proto-dhamma is patience. Otherwise, you cannot practice anything. So the Buddha says, go ask from other teachers. What a very humble person. Not saying that whatever I say is true. You have to accept. Go check with other teachers. Now see how Yakka is answering. Katang nudani pucceyang putu samana brahmani yo hang ajja pajanami yo attu samparayiko. Why now would I question the many ascetics, Brahmins? Today I understand what is good for the next life. Now the person who is listening to this Dhamma talk, Yakka, is super happy about Buddha's answers, quite satisfied. He says, I don't have to go and ask other people, Katang, why nudani pucceyang? Why to question other teachers? Putu samana. Putu means lot of samana, brahmani, monks and brahmins. Yo ang, so I am understanding what is the true solution to all my problem. So atto samparayiko. This is not even good for me in this life, it is also good for me in the next life. Now the Yakka is saying something interesting. These stanzas are just explanations about the Yakka, nothing very important stuff, but we have to learn. Atthaya vatame buddho vasaya Āḷavimāgama. It is because for the benefit of me, Āḻavaka says, the Buddha came to my place. So ahang ajja pajanami, so I understand today. Yatta dinnang mahappalang. Where to give the gift? Actually, when you give a donation, the Buddha says you have to give the donation to the right person. Dana to the right person. That's true. Now, when you are giving donations to charity, you are checking how much administrative costs they are charging out of my donation. You give $1,000, they are charging $400 for the admin cost. A lot of people to work in the company. But in some places, this $1,000, they directly go to the benefit of everybody. You're checking. The big companies, they have lots of admin cost. So this is one way to look at it. Sometimes you are giving dana, you are offering to places where things are not really working. It's not, you have greed because your hard-earned money. Now the Yakka says, now I understand giving something to the Buddha is very important. Yatta dinna mahapala. I have to give to you because I know that you are the beneficial person to me at this point and hereafter. So how to give to the Buddha? You think Yakka has all the human food in his storage? No. Now Yakka is thinking how to give to the Buddha. So ahang vicharisami gama gamang purapu. This is how he is going to be generous to Buddha. Namassamano sambuddhang dhammasya sudhammatanti. I myself will go from village to village, town to town, paying homage to the Buddha and the excellence of this teaching. This is how he is going to be generous. That means different people can be generous in different ways. Yakka is not a human. Now he is going to be generous to the Buddha by spreading his message to other cities, other villages, and keep praising about it. That means when you learn some Dhamma, when you hear something good, when you are spreading to somebody else, you are doing a dana. Generosity. Spreading the awareness, When you are spreading the Dhamma word across, you are giving dana. One form of dana. So now Yakka is saying Yakka is going to do that. All right, let's go to the notes for today and then we will have the Q&A. In our earlier discussion about Panya, wisdom, and its exploration in suttas like the Āḷavaka Sutta, what are some practical ways to cultivate and receive wisdom in our daily lives? We already discussed about it. Go back to the Pattakama Sutta, we discussed that. The more we decrease 5 things, pancha nivarana, the more wisdom arise in our practical daily life. Given the various perspectives on wisdom, how might the process of gaining wisdom differ among different traditions or teachings? Is there a common thread that simplifies this process? It's a little hard to say, but in Buddhism, we have a very specific way. Lay people wisdom, the noble wisdom, we understand them separately. That's how we understand the wisdom. The concept of wealth in Buddhism is intriguing. What guidelines or principles does Buddhism offer regarding earning and managing wealth? Go check it out, Pattakama Sutta, number 1. Is there an ideal balance or limit to how much one should earn? No limit in earning money, but there should be a balance in earning money. You have to balance out your money and how you enjoy them. Someone is very capable, earning millions of dollars. Someone is just working to the middle area. Someone is not earning that much. It's okay. But Buddhism says try to become ambitious in earning money, but never become greedy about the money you are making too. Maybe $1 million, but never become greedy. You are making $1 million because you are capable of making $1 million. Not that Buddhism is against. Buddhism is very happy when people are making that money, but never become greedy. That's the way. In our study of the Pattakama Sutta, we discussed the importance of reputation here also. Once again, the Āḻavaka Sutta underscores the significance of maintaining a good reputation. We discussed that. Saccena kittim pappoti. What are some Buddhist principles or practices for building and maintaining a positive reputation? Truthfulness is number 1. And there is another stanza in the Dhammapada where Buddha directly talks about how to become recognized in a little bit expanded way. Utthana vato, try to become energetic. Satimato, try to become mindful. Suchikammassa, try to work by consulting the right people. Nisammakarino, then working properly, acting out properly. Sanyatassacha, restrain, always having some calmness in your activities, and diligent. These qualities will give you the reputation. True reputation, not those internet propagation. True reputation. Nobody can destroy your reputation at that point. Right? There are people who destroy your reputation in one night, but those people cannot destroy your reputation in whatever the activity, because people are so much trustworthy about you because of your overall nature of Dhamma activities. Number 5, with the rise of online friendships, how can we apply Buddhist principles to foster meaningful and genuine connections in the digital age? Generosity. This is the way how we're gonna do that. Death can be a profound and challenging experience. According to Buddhist teachings, how can we approach death and the grieving process with greater equanimity and understanding? Death is not beyond life. That's a bad idea. You always say death is a part of life. Why do you have to worry about it? It's a part of life. Then why do you learn Dhamma? Just to beautify, garnish your death? Why do you learn Dhamma? Understand my upcoming death one day. It may be today, tomorrow, maybe one day, maybe another 20, 30, 40 years. But I understand my death. I want to work on my understanding about the death. Not become feared at my death, not to create unnecessary fears, but dying mindfully, which is a part of benefits of the metta practice. Asammulho kalang karot. Dying mindfully. I know I'm going to die. I can let go at that point. To build up that strength is why we are learning. Then we want those Satcha, Dhamma, then Diti and Chaga. Those 4 things for a mindful death. 7. Why did the Buddha encourage Āḻavaka to consult other ascetics and Brahmins or teachers about his answers? What was the Buddha's intention behind this advice? To show humbleness. We have to humbleize us. We have to be very humble. In Buddhist practice, true Buddhist practice grows in someone's life who has lots of humbleness. But as some people practice Dhamma, they can become a little bit prideful consider about the Dhamma. I practice meditation for 2 hours every day. I go to Vihara for once a week, and I go to retreats a couple times a year, and I do practice Dhamma very well. Why you are creating this kind of unnecessary akusala. This is akusala, madamana. Yeah, I do things. I don't have to brag about my practice. It's my own practice. If I want, I go and I practice. We have to be humble. Maybe even I attend all these activities, I still have not grown in my Dhamma practice. Something is bothering, preventing my true Dhamma practice. What is that? I give a lot of sanya to even my good things. I am better than other people. My practice is better than other people. Huh? Yeah, it differs down to sakkaya ditthi. Yeah. So we are always trying to be humble. That is how true Dhamma practice is arising. And you are not worried about whether other people know how good you are or not. You do your part. You don't need anybody's recommendations. But things are happening in the better way. Finally, what was Āḻavaka's reaction or realization at the end of his encounter with the Buddha? How did his perspectives change, if at all? He was very happy about all these answers. And now he wants to be very generous to the Buddha. What is his generosity? Can he find robes to offer? Can he find food to offer? No. The only thing he can do is a yakka. He's a non-human being. He's a yakka. He said, I am going to spread your word across. I'm going to introduce you to other people. But when yakka says, I go from village to village, city to city, do you think they are human cities, human villages? No, yakka cities, yakka villages. They are not human villages. What can he do with the humans? That's why in the Āṭanātiya Sutta, I think you may have heard this. I think there was a chanting overnight here last weekend, and the monks chanted the Āṭanātiya Sutta at the end, I think, right? And then in the Āṭanātiya Sutta, Yakka Vessavana talks about his major cities: Āṭanāta, Kusināta, Nāṭapurya, Parakusita Nāṭa. What are these names? These are mentioned in the Āṭanātiya Sutta. Even the Sutta's name is Āṭanātiya. What are these? These are the major cities in the Vessavana's kingdom, Yakka Kuvera's kingdom. Densely populated cities with the yakkas, thickly populated with the yakkas. So now Ālavaka is a provincial yakka. He's saying, I am going to bring your message to all these cities and sub-villages under these places. So he was very happy, and then he wants to be generous for the teachings of the Buddha. All right, going back to our maybe Q&A now, and you asked a question about I think Dhamma Sangvega. Is it Dhamma Sangvega, right? The Pali word you asked? Sangvega. The Pali word, here there is a mic, so if you want to ask any questions, you can come here, because we already asked. The Pali word Sangvega means, now there are people who are translating this to be urgency, spiritual urgency. But when the Buddha declared he would pass away in 3 months, it is said that unenlightened monks, they started crying and they were grieving about the upcoming death of the Buddha. So they had soka, S-O-K-A, soka. But what happened with the enlightened monks, arahants? They went into the Dhamma Sangvega. Dhamma Sangvega means it's a sort of understanding about the Buddha's death. They thought we are going to have a great loss because the Buddha is going to pass away. But that Dhamma Sangvega did not include grief, which the mundane people have. So Dhamma Sangvega is a higher level of the understanding about somebody's loss. All right, any other questions? So you can go to the mic and ask the question about, I think today you can ask any question about Āḷavaka Sutta, but we will be having a full review next Monday. You may have lots of questions you may write down in the WhatsApp post. But today, if you have any questions about this, you can ask. Please go to the mic. Yes.
Bhante, I didn't come for your talk on Āḻavaka, but I'd like to ask this question with regard to the first part of the conversation between the Yaka and Āḻavaka and the Buddha, where if we look at it from a perspective of conversation, we see the Buddha being very obedient and what's the right word? Obedient and following the instruction of whatever Āḻavaka said. Go, get out, come back in, go, come back in 3 times, I think. So basically, my question here is about the medium of instruction. In another sutta, which is actually the Nalanda Sutta, the Buddha says clearly that he only endorsed one miracle. That is the miracle of instruction. And when we look at the Buddha, he walks the talk. He obeys diligently, discerning exactly to what was said. As in, he listens and he follows or complies. Yeah, that's the word. He complies to the instruction precisely. So here is the question. The question is, we at any given moment are actually not answering a question in our daily lives, in our environment. We're actually hearing it, conjuring and thinking about it, and then kind of taking a choice on how we want to act or behave. So I like to see how the Buddha actually had that conversation and how he obeyed, followed diligently, didn't hesitate, just went through. So for me, the question which I'm asking here is, do we actually follow this practice which the Buddha actually conducted? That's the question.
Good.
Right. Thank you.
Great. I think I answered this question in the previous sessions, why he had to. When he dealt with difficult, challenging people, he had to be friendly with them. I think this is a normal thing. Even if there is a very terrible dog who is not listening to others, so somebody has to go and give some love to the dog and then to make the connection. So there were no places where we find that Buddha did not become friendly with the person who is going to teach. Maybe a good person, maybe a challenging person, difficult person. So he knew how to talk to people. I think talking to people is the most difficult thing in today's world. It has become a subject called marketing. So he knew how to talk. If it is a difficult person, if he or she was a difficult person, he knew how to talk. So the lesson that we are learning from the Buddha is that how to get along with others in finding solutions for the problems we have in our life. This is one very interesting thing. And as a teacher, Buddha showed a very good example in how to do it. Now in the Yakka's case, if Buddha had not gone like that, he would have not started the conversation. He would have not started with the questions. So he wanted to become friendly and then make the connection and then to come up with these ideas. So that's what happened. Okay, so we will limit to 3 questions. What is the timing? Other questions, please post under the WhatsApp message. Yes.
Good evening, Bhante. Actually, under spiritual wealth, I missed 2 points. I understand moral shame, moral fear while learning, and giving up.
Giving up. Giving up is a metaphorical way of our giving. Now we have to give. When we are giving, we're going to give up anything that we are having as greed, hatred, delusion. attached to that activity. It's a dana activity.
Which means our intention
Okay,
of
the physical part of dana is giving dana. Mental part of dana is giving up. That's clear then. Now when we are doing dana or giving anything to somebody, there are two parts happening. First part is obvious. Something is going to another person. Second part is at the time of even before I buy the gift, I buy what you buy the dana whatever, you have to create lots of anti-lobha thoughts, dana thoughts, anti-metta thoughts, dosa thoughts, loving kindness thoughts, and then wisdom thoughts. That is called chaga part.
what is the seventh point, Bhante? What is the seventh one?
Pardon me?
What is the seventh one? Seventh point? Wisdom.
Wisdom. Yeah, wisdom. Because what is wisdom in terms of dana? Now, what kind of wisdom that donor has to have? The donor has to understand this is a good karma. Good karma creates vipakas. This is the wisdom.
Okay.
When you are giving dana, this is a good karma. So this good karma creates vipaka.
Bhante, also like how to maintain the wise attention all the time?
How to?
Maintain the wise attention.
We have to first make it first, then talk about the maintenance.
Make it.
Without making how to maintain it. So we have to make it first. How to make it? Now what is happening to us? We are having unwise attention. When something happens, we are trying to pick up the culprit. Because of you, all this happened. If you had not come, nothing would have happened. Right? So we are always trying to look for the people as culprits. And then the problem makers. Sometimes we don't understand what's happening. So rather than that, we are trying to do a full investigation in a nice way, in a peaceful way.
It's better to think in our end, not like blaming others.
Yeah, we pick up other people because we have unwise attention.
Not like complain, compete, or like compare. Just
No, within us.
Within
this
us.
This is a within process.
within us.
Yeah.
Saddha,
Saddha? Yes, trust about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha.
belief,
Yeah, unwavering trust.
unwavering,
Trust. Not today you have lots of saddha, tomorrow you see something not good, your saddha go down, and then by Sunday your saddha come back again. After the Dhamma talk, not that kind of a saddha, Saddha is saddha and all this. Maintain. Yeah, right.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay, then the last question. Yes. Please.
Thank you, Bhante. It's more of a curiosity. So can we presume that Alavi is actually a different realm? It's not somewhere, like Benares or something like that. This is actually a higher realm.
Are you asking whether we can locate Āḻavaka's place?
Or just confirming that this is actually taking place in a different realm?
Yeah, we call it Yakka's place. Yakkas, wherever the Yakkas living, so Yakkas has their own realms.
So
Yeah.
I wonder if the background of the sutta is that, was there any particular reason the Buddha went there?
Yes, because finally Āḻavaka Yakka became a Sotapanna. This is what we know. So he saw that Āḻavaka has potential to become a Sotapanna. In the morning he saw, out of great compassion, Mahakaruna. So he went there.
I see. And the Yakka started with, calling the Buddha, not the Buddha, but the ascetic.
Ascetic, yeah.
Ascetic. Just wondering whether the Yakka actually recognized the Buddha was there, or it just...
No, he was not
didn't want
happy
to
about his
address-
arrival.
Not happy. So,
Yeah.
or the Yakka actually didn't know there was an enlightened Buddha.
He had not met him before, and he was not happy either of his coming, and he's talking to his wife, and then people, and it's like trespassing his kingdom. In a way, that is true, because he trespassed the kingdom, and then he didn't want to recognize him, and now he's trying to check. He's a good, people do a good monk or bad monk, This kind of mentality. Yakka wants to check. Yeah, slowly he was happy, became friendly with the Buddha.
And finally, he addressed him as the Buddha, it seems. And the last conversational bit is as if the Yakka recognizes the Buddha.
Yeah, he fully recognized the Buddha. He knew that this is the right person for me to follow and learn Dhamma actually.
Okay. Just
Yeah, all right.
thank you, Bhante.
Okay, so then I give the opportunity for all of others to leave your questions. I'm going to send you a WhatsApp message and 20 questions. So post up your questions and we will discuss those questions next Monday as a review. If we have more time, we will let other people also ask other questions. Okay, so may all the good karmas we've been making today is the last day of the Āḻavaka Sutta's textual study. We've been learning a lot about how did the Buddha answer and the Buddha's humbleness and a lot of things we learn. May all these good karmas be transferred to all the departed ones who passed away in the name of all of us. May they be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idammi ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idammi ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idammi ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. At the same time, may Deva, Naga, Mahidika also share all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of us for good health, quality of life, prosperity, safety. May they in particular bless all of us for our Dhamma journeys. May our Dhamma journeys become seamless, constant Dhamma journeys, not become stagnated practices. May Devas also protect us for all our Dhamma practices. May Deva finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata ammehi sambatang punya sangpadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sangpatti siddhya. Ittavata ammehi sambatang punya sangpadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sangpatti siddhya. Ittavata ammehi sambatang punya Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sangpatti siddhya. Akasatta ca bummatta deva naga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkang tuluka sasanang. Akasatta ca bummatta deva naga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkang tudesanang. Akasatta ca bummatta deva naga mahidika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkang tumang paranti chirang rakkang tutvan sadati. At the end of all good karmas, we are making a wish. May we be able to be in the company of Kalyana Mitras till we attain Nibbana. Thinking thus, we are going to make the wish. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava Nibbana patya. Finally, may all the good karmas we be making throughout the Āḻavaka Sutta's discussion, Sutta study for many, many weeks be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silisa nichang vaddha pachaino chattaru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarugya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha atu nibbana sampatti iminati samichatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With that show of blessings, our Sutta discussion has come to the end. I'm wishing you a good night. Safe journey back home. We'll be seeing you on Monday, next Monday, for the review about the Āḷavaka Sutta. In the meantime, phrase your questions when I send the message, so make your questions. Thank you. Have a good night.